you just described the kind of founding principle of chiropractics. What is that? And why have we not even touched the sides?
Well, so what is that? So the power that made the body heals the body. So that is a quote from, so the chiropractic was created by D.D. Palmer back in 1896.
Whatever.
Yeah,
18
somewhere
something.
close to that. So well, let's go through it, right? So physiotherapy came first, right? That was like someone looked at
Okay.
the muscles on the outside of the body, and we thought if we can get these muscles moving freely and better and coordinating better, we will facilitate healing, and the body and the person will improve and be better. Yeah. And if you looked in that kind of quantum mechanics, quantum physics study where they talked about how like the New Yorkers, I'm not sure if it's a New Yorker, but there's like a weekly kind of puzzle that like it's really difficult and it goes out each weekend in, I don't know if it's in New York or something like that. But like for no specific reason that they can figure out, people that attempt that quiz or that crossword or whatever it is at the end of the weekend with no prior connection to anyone else that's done it will achieve it faster than people that did it at the start of the weekend. Right? Because there's this collective kind of consciousness that's like, this has been done.
Yeah, we're all one.
Yeah. So it's not like, anyway, so physiotherapy kind of came first. That was like the first modality that entered our world as an organized thing. And then osteopathy kind of came next, right? It looked a little bit deeper and it was like, yeah, there's muscles doing this, but look at this stuff around the muscles. Like that's that weird kind of fascia, right? And then they looked at the fascia and the blood vessels. And then D.D. Palmer, who was a chiro, who I believe he'd had some form of influence and training from osteopathy. That's, people argue about the details of that. I don't really care. Kind of looked a little bit deeper again. And he said, all right, yeah, but beneath those muscles and beneath those fascia, there's this like bone structure that's like hardwired into like the electrical systems of your body. Like you can't, and so he had a patient come in to his office who he was working, and D.D. Palmer himself was like more of this like energetic kind of woo-woo pretty kind of guy, right, at the time. But he had a patient come in who said, I heard this click in my back yesterday, and now today I've woken up and I can't hear out of my ear. And so D.D. in his, and this is the story, how true it is or accurate, people again argue over that, not the point of the story. But DD adjusts this man's spine and his hearing comes back, right? And this is the birthplace of chiropractic. And so then DD and his son BJ kind of formalized the profession and created its supposedly non-Masonic 33 principles of chiropractic, which the founding one is, yes, the power that made the body heals the body. And so it's a plight of universal, not the plight, they talk about innate intelligence. So the innate intelligence that we have within each one of us is an expression and a fragmented capture of this universal innate intelligence that we all kind of have within us. And anywhere that you look in nature, you can see that there is an ability to heal. Right. And so us as a part of that, we also have this capacity to heal. And so how, the power that made the body heals the body. This is something that's been imbued into all of creation, all living things. How do we access that?
And well, one of the things I love about speaking with people like yourself is I've spent a huge amount of my time in the more like business oriented kind of wealth world. But like, what's the point of being wealthy if you're not healthy? And I do like the phrase, your health is your wealth. Because if you're healthy of mind and healthy of body, then you can create all sorts of wealth.